joining us. You are staying with us. We now stay in the United States for more domestic policy. US President Donald Trump's controversial travel ban on citizens from 12 different countries has officially taken effect today, marking a major escalation in his administration's immigration crackdown. The ban targets nations including Afghanistan, Iran, Somalia and Yemen, countries Trump claims pose security risks due to terrorist presence, poor identity verification and high visa overstay rates. Partial restrictions have also been imposed on 7 others, including Venezuela and Cuba. The travel ban forms part of Trump's policy to restrict immigration into the United States and is reminiscent of a similar move in his first term when he barred travelers from 7 Muslim-majority nations. Trump cited the incident in Boulder, Colorado, where an Egyptian national who had overstayed his visa threw a gasoline bomb into a crowd of pro-Israel demonstrators as justification for the new travel restrictions. He claimed the attack underscored the extreme dangers posed by inadequately vetted foreign nationals, even though Egypt is not among the countries affected by the ban. Critics say the ban will further disrupt refugee pathways and unfairly target nations with limited diplomatic ties to Washington. Diplomats and athletes competing in events like the 2026 World Cup and 2028 Olympics will be exempt from the ban. We're once again joined by Jim Rice to discuss this in further detail. Jim, as we previously said, this is reminiscent of his first term in office, his highly controversial Muslim ban, some people called it. What are your thoughts on this ban, this being brought in and being very similar to that ban that was very, very controversial in his first term? How do you think this is going to affect America? Do you think this is going to have the positive effects that he claims it's going to?
No, it won't have positive effects. The only thing it will do is to make America more isolated. And one of the side effects of this has been increasingly other nations are putting visa restrictions on Americans when they travel to other countries. But once again, as in the case of the Los Angeles protests, what Trump is doing is he's scapegoating and demonizing individuals from other countries. It's interesting that, you know, as the Ukraine war continues on, Trump isn't banning travelers from Russia. Trump hasn't banned travelers from Saudi Arabia or other countries such as that. So it's very selective. It won't have any positive effects in terms of making Americans safer. But your point is absolutely correct. It's part of Trump's attempts to destroy the asylum system, the idea where people who are fleeing from persecution in other countries are able to come to the United States and get political or religious asylum.
Jim, we've said this previously, but Egypt wasn't on the ban list, yet he used the anti-Semitic attack in Boulder, Colorado as evidence for this ban. Do you think this weakens the administration's argument?
Of course it does. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I should have mentioned that in my earlier comments. I mean, Egypt is not on the list, and yet the perpetrator, who's obviously a deranged and hateful person, whose actions we all condemn, Egypt wasn't on the banned list. So clearly, this is a demonstration of the Trump administration's hypocrisy.
Jim Rice, thank you very much for joining us on the program. Always a pleasure to get your insight. We now move over to Europe, where a rare